Difficult seasons do not ask permission. They arrive without warning. A phone call, a diagnosis, a betrayal, a door slammed shut, and suddenly, the life you knew is turned upside down. In these moments, what you do matters more than what you feel. Your emotions will lie to you. Your pain will demand immediate relief. And if you are not careful, you will make choices in the storm that you will spend years trying to undo. Today, you are going to discover 5 things you must never do during difficult seasons. These warnings come straight from Scripture. They are not just good advice. They are guardrails that will protect your soul when everything else is falling apart. Number 1. Never isolate yourself. In 1 Kings chapter 19, Elijah had just called down fire from heaven. The prophets of Baal were defeated. It was the greatest spiritual victory of his life. But then Queen Jezebel threatened his life, and everything collapsed. Elijah ran. He left his servant behind. He went a day's journey into the wilderness alone. He sat under a broom tree and prayed to die. He said, "I have had enough, Lord. Take my life." He was exhausted, afraid, and completely alone. But here is the detail most people miss. Elijah isolated himself. No one told him to go alone. God had not commanded solitude. His fear drove him into the wilderness, and isolation made every dark thought louder. When you are struggling, the temptation to withdraw is powerful. You do not want to burden others. You do not want to explain what you cannot put into words. So you pull back. You stop answering calls. You skip church. You isolate. And the enemy loves isolation because he can whisper lies without anyone there to counter them. God's response to Elijah was gentle. He sent an angel with food. He spoke in a still small voice. And then he sent him back to community, back to Elisha, back to a remnant of faithful people. God never intended you to survive hard seasons alone. Number 2. Never make permanent decisions on temporary emotions. Job lost everything in a single day. His livestock, his servants, his 10 children. Then his health was taken. He sat in ashes, scraping his sores with broken pottery. In that moment of unbearable pain, his wife looked at him and said, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." She was urging him to make a permanent, irreversible decision based on temporary suffering. Job refused. He said, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" He did not pretend it did not hurt. He lamented. He questioned. But he refused to make a decision in the storm that he could not take back when the storm passed. Your pain is real. Your feelings are valid. But feelings are not reliable leaders. They shift like the wind. The decision to give up, to walk away from your marriage, to abandon your calling, to quit on God, these are permanent responses to temporary seasons. Do not burn down your future because today is hard. The storm will pass. Wait before you decide. Number 3. Never stop praying, even when it feels pointless. In 1 Samuel chapter 1, Hannah was in deep anguish. Year after year, her womb remained closed. Her husband's other wife, Peninnah, mocked her relentlessly. She was broken, bitter, and exhausted. But Hannah did not stop praying. She went to the tabernacle. She was so desperate that her lips moved without sound. The priest Eli thought she was drunk, but she was not drunk. She was pouring out her soul to God. She had prayed for years with no answer. The silence could have convinced her that God was not listening. But she kept praying, and God was listening the entire time. He had not forgotten her. The answer came in his timing, not hers. Samuel was born, and he became one of the greatest prophets in Israel's history. Difficult seasons will whisper that prayer is pointless, that God is not hearing you, that your words are bouncing off the ceiling. That is a lie. Prayer is not just about answers. It is about connection. Do not let the silence make you stop talking to the only one who can actually help. Number 4. Never compare your season to someone else's. After his resurrection, Jesus was speaking to Peter about the difficult road ahead. Peter would suffer. He would die a martyr's death. It was a heavy word. And Peter, being human, looked at John and asked, "Lord, what about him?" Jesus answered with words that should echo in every believer's heart. "If I want him to remain until I come, what is that to you? You follow me." Comparison is a poison that becomes especially potent in hard seasons. You look at others and wonder why their life seems easy, why they got the healing, and you did not, why their marriage is thriving, and yours is struggling. Why their prayers seem answered while yours feel ignored. Peter's question was natural, but it was also a distraction. Jesus pulled him back. Your story is not their story. Your timeline is not their timeline. And comparing your behind-the-scenes pain to someone else's highlight reel will only deepen your despair. Keep your eyes on your own path. Follow him. That is your only assignment. Number 5. Never forget what God has already done. In Exodus chapter 14, the Israelites stood at the edge of the Red Sea. Behind them, the Egyptian army thundered closer. In front of them, an impossible body of water. They panicked. They cried out. They told Moses he had brought them out to die. Just days earlier, they had watched God send 10 plagues upon Egypt. They had seen the Nile turn to blood. They had witnessed the angel of death pass over their homes. They had walked out of slavery with Pharaoh's own wealth in their hands. And yet, standing before the Red Sea, they forgot all of it. They forgot that the same God who parted the sea had already proven himself faithful. And because they forgot, they panicked. In difficult seasons, memory is a weapon. When you cannot see what God is doing, remember what he has already done, the prayers he answered before, the doors he opened, the ways he provided. Remembrance fuels faith. Forgetfulness fuels fear. David did this. In 1 Samuel chapter 30, when he lost everything at Ziklag, he strengthened himself in the Lord. How? By remembering, by recalling God's faithfulness in past battles. Build an altar of remembrance. Write down what God has done, so that when the next storm hits, you have proof that he was faithful before and he will be faithful again. Isolation, permanent decisions on temporary emotions, prayerlessness, comparison, forgetting. These 5 traps are set for you in every difficult season. They feel natural, they feel justified, but they will lead you deeper into the darkness. God has a better way. Community, patience, persistent prayer, focus on your own path, and remembrance of his faithfulness. The storm you are in right now is not your final destination. It is a passage. Walk through it wisely. And do not let the enemy use your pain to pull you away from the only one who can carry you through. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone walking through a hard season. Comment below, God, I trust you in this storm. And subscribe for more messages that help you grow closer to him. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And this season will not last forever. Hold on. He is holding you.